I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. But LA is burning. Let's find out why LA is burning. I can tell you why LA is burning. It's all the homeless people, bro. They've all band together finally and said, you know what? If we kick out all the rich people, we'll be left here in LA by ourselves. Not a bad plan, guys. Not a bad plan.
Multiple break-ins this weekend, including a robbery in the Hollywood Hills, where police tell NBC4 investigates a 75-year-old man was attacked.
Whose man is it that, bro? That nigga thought he was being stealth? That nigga really thought he was playing Splinter Cell?
Multiple break-ins this weekend, including a robbery in the Hollywood Hills, where police tell NBC...
Check this nigga, bro. Check this nigga. This nigga thinks he's playing fucking Splinter Cell. What a fucking idiot.
NBC4 investigates a 75-year-old man was attacked.
So, criminals in California are targeting well-to-do neighborhoods, cleaning them out completely. But while these home invaders have taken many a mansion for everything it's worth over the last few weeks, they've also gone after working-class families, stealing entire net worths in mere minutes. And with zero police...
If you guys are keeping your entire net worth in physical assets that can be stolen from your home, one, you're an idiot. Two, all these, let's be honest with you, all these young black men and Hispanic men are running around LA stealing things, okay? They were stealing all this stuff from the Louis store, from the Gucci store, theft under 1,000, and now they said, you know what? What better way to steal than to go into people's homes? Welcome to California, baby.
Police anywhere to be seen. Observers say this nightmare is about to get worse.
It's a familiar scene. Police helicopters flying overhead and concerned neighbors in the street after a six-figure home robbery in the Hollywood Hills.
This is the shot that had one homeowner calling 911. Two men enter his side yard, move a camera, and cut the power. His glass door was shattered and his home ransacked. The newest victim of a rash of burglaries in the San Fernando Valley.
When I looked on the cameras, the one thing they do is that they cover their license plate, so it's really hard to identify them. It seemed very highly organized. That's kind of what's disturbing.
Okay. Covering your license plate, that's just basic math when it comes to being a criminal. First of all, why would you use your own car in criminal activity? Two, if I'm going to go do something bad, of course covering your license plate makes sense. That makes sense. Or you get one of those license plate flippers that flip the license plate. Hey, am I saying I'm a criminal? No, but you know what? A nigga's got to study nigga things, bro.
Does it make you feel watching this?
Pretty sad, man. By the time I was at the door, I said, I'm calling the cop because you guys are too many. I cannot handle you guys.
Security cameras captured.
First of all, I don't know why y'all niggas would want to jump into a 7-Eleven and loot it. What is there really to steal? What of value can you steal from 7-Eleven? It's really just a bunch of red dye and sugar, bro. So that's an L.
These men rifling through their belongings back on March 26th. One guy knocked on the door first. Then the family says two others broke in through a small window.
Homeowners say their cameras caught a man checking out homes right before this one was burglarized.
I only heard they got in through her bedroom, ransacked it. They left through the French door in the back. You know, but again, it's happening everywhere.
This is bad news. According to the mayor of Los Angeles, the police department, they're no longer expanding, they're just trying to stop shrinking. And what nobody's talking about is if you defund your police, pretty soon criminals are gonna come to where you live and they're gonna defund that. Which is exactly what's happening in America's largest sanctuary state, where thugs aren't just protected if they're in our country without permission, but tend to also be released after they do things that are illegal, if they end up getting caught at all. And the longer this goes on, the deeper California digs itself into a lawless doom loop. Meanwhile, the progressive solutions to crime waves like this, they have all failed. And that's a problem because we were told that things like security cameras meant we didn't need as many police. But California is now learning the hard way that your multi-million-dollar home needs to be protected by something that doesn't just record crimes, creating endless footage for news organizations so they can report on stories that just don't seem to have an ending ever, much less a happy one, because this state does everything in its power to empower the very people you see or can't really see because they're covered from head to toe, concealing their identities and their license plates. And that brings us to the real reason this epidemic of lawless home invasions isn't just cleaning out the elites, but also the working class. The working class isn't who this state cares about. And California, to a greater extent than anywhere else except maybe New York, has completely pitted itself against regular people, not just by driving them into the ground through insane taxes, but also by assisting the very criminals and fugitives who prey upon them. A process that starts during street takeovers and gas station looting sprees and moves up from there as there's no consequence. The revolving door justice system here has for those who do things that are wrong. And if the only consequence thieves and robbers face is temporary detainment while getting arrested, the lawlessness you're...
I like how the one guy came in to steal at this jewelry store wearing denim tears. Like, you can tell he's down bad. He's wearing this outdated clothing brand, and now he needs to re-up. That's crazy. Also, why are they working so diligently to destroy the middle class? The middle class pays the most. The middle class suffers the most. They have the weight of the upper echelon and also the lower poverty echelon on their shoulders. The middle class pays the most taxes. Poor people don't pay any, and rich people don't pay any either. So who pays all the taxes? It's all the people in the middle, which is why it's never a good idea to be in the middle. You always want to be on either side. Either you're Walmart or you're Louis Vuitton. Either way, everything is made in China. China! We love China. China, China.
We're about to see is California's way of helping looters traverse the looters pyramid to the very top.
They all came in the store, started messing up with the goods, throwing things here and there, and grab whatever they can grab.
A swarm of kids turning a quick stop at the gas station into pure chaos.
Maybe it could be over 25 or
30 people.
Surveillance video shows the group rushing into the Chevron gas station on Power Inn Road and Folsom Boulevard, overwhelming the store in seconds. Items flying off the shelves, aisles completely torn apart. Store manager Shalashan says some even stole merchandise before running out the door.
How does this make you feel watching this?
Pretty sad, man.
Look at this. You got the store owner trying to run a gas station, and these people, they show up and they destroy the whole place. Now, when you watch something like this, you got to ask yourself, how many people involved in this got up and did what progressives and the communists love to tell us? And say, oh, they just made a wrong decision. They were with the wrong kids and everything went. No, these are people who built up to this level somehow, and that's the fault of the justice system here. Nobody wakes up one day and decides to go cause tens of thousands of dollars of damages to a business. Now, yes, some of the people in this massive group were probably involved in this flash mob style trash and grab for the first time. But who orchestrated this? Who are the ringleaders? Whose idea was this? What have they done before? And if this
Well, it's not necessarily that there's ringleaders. I think it's more or less just like this has been going on for the last 3-4 years in LA. The deterioration of LA based with the homeless people and everything like that. This has all been escalating since the pandemic, right? Everything has just been an escalating factor. I truly believe that because no sort of disciplinary action was put into place when people were doing the initial looting, everyone sort of just sat there and got the idea like, well, my friend went to Gucci and did a loot and grab and he didn't get any time. One of my friends just really got away. The other one was caught and they told him, don't do this again. He spent a week in county and then he was out. Nothing on his record. So when these kind of stories are propagating around and no one is being charged anything on their criminal record that could affect their life, people just sort of turn around and look at it and say, I'm in a bad situation right now. I have no job, no income, nothing of value. Why don't I just go a couple streets over, a couple blocks over to the next neighborhood, steal a bunch of things, and then sell it or improve my life with it? If there's nothing stopping you from these consequences, the people who are the most desperate are the ones who are going to get themselves involved in this.
This is how people start out in California and there's no consequences. Why are we surprised that there are home invasions everywhere? And as you're about to see, the consequences for these shoplifters are the same consequences the home invaders face. Watch.
You guys are too many. I cannot handle you guys.
Satish Chandra, the only worker that night, called 911.
I called them at about 8:04, right? They said the police are on the way. Yeah, they said, right? After 10 minutes, I called 8:19. I called them back. I said, man, hey, what's going on? What you guys want me to do?
The Sacramento Police Department telling KCRA in a statement. At the time, the caller was advised that officers were responding to and handling a related call in the 200 block of Bicentennial Drive involving a group of juveniles causing a disturbance.
There is so much crime happening all over California. It doesn't matter if it's LA, doesn't matter if it's NorCal. The police don't have the resources to deal with it. They're totally overwhelmed. They're getting a call over here. They're already on their way over here. This is a nightmare scenario. And this is what's happening with these home invasions. You got people breaking into houses all over town. You got police headed to one reported crime. And what happens? Criminals know there's an opportunity somewhere else. And what's crazy is even though you don't have teenagers committing these home invasions, as far as we know, most of the people that get arrested in these heists, whether it's
This is what I dislike about the dogs of America, bro. These are random criminals in the house. Random criminals in the house. And they just casually walked by a German Shepherd and this husky. First of all, why the fuck do you have a husky in the middle of California in the heat, fam? What is this? This is why I do not advocate for the socialization of dogs outside of family members. If you are not immediate family, I'm talking the niggas I grew up with. I'm not talking about brother-in-law, son-in-law, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that shit, nigga. I'm talking about my brother, my sister, my mommy, my daddy. The dog better know who the fuck we is. Anybody outside of that circle, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get eaten alive if you step foot in my fucking house, bro. What the fuck is that? These dogs are just like, oh, my friends are here, my friends are here, my friends are here. Jesus Christ, man.
Jewelry store or a multi-million-dollar mansion happen to be adults. If adults are operating as criminals in a critical mass, that is going to trickle down to the kids that live in that society, and that's what we're seeing here. We're creating and raising up the new generation of felons and car thieves. Isn't this wonderful? No, it's not.
This is the shot that had one homeowner calling 911 as two men enter his side yard, move a camera, and cut the power. When he arrived at his Valley Glen home minutes later, his glass door was shut.
Shout out to ADT Security. This video is sponsored by ADT. I'm sorry. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just kidding.
And his home ransacked. The newest victim of a rash of burglaries in the San Fernando Valley. And although this homeowner didn't want to speak on camera, his neighbors, like many in this area.
But like I've been saying, a lot of these home security systems, bullshit, bro. Absolutely bullshit. The only system of security is a double-barrel shotgun sawed off. That's it. That's the only thing you're going to protect your family with. That's the only thing that's gonna really cause terror and tragic in the fucking streets is a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. When you pull out that motherfucking Black Beauty out the fucking side of your motherfucking 1970 Chevy Nova at the opposing biker gang or at the opposing threat to your family, go! That's it, nigga. That's the only thing that's gonna save you.
Are on edge.
I believe
it's
it.
Definitely happening more often. There's just been a spike in things that I've been seeing.
Wow. So neighbors are saying this is an epidemic. And why is it an epidemic? It's because crime is not punished at any level. Yes, these home invaders, if they are ever caught and apprehended, something will probably happen to them. But how do you get to be at the level of a home invader? You don't wake up one morning and say, well, I could put on my suit in my closet and go to my office and be an accountant today, or I could join a gang, wear a mask, and break into homes. Gee, which one? Like, that's not the decision-making process of these people. We've created hardened criminals. That's what's happening in these blue states. It's happening in New York. It's happening in California. These justice systems that just let people out as fast as they arrest them. They're the reason you have somebody who becomes a hardened thug and says, you know what, I'm going to steal for a living because all my friends are doing it. Nothing's happening. When I was younger, I knew people who were doing it. Everybody's getting away with it. And I don't want to get a real job working at the same gas station I just robbed. I don't want to get into an economy legitimately because there's no loss of freedom or privilege for these folks. Nothing seems to be happening to them. So they keep committing crime. And you got to ask yourself, if these folks were arrested and put in jail and lost their freedom, would any of this be appealing? Would robbery be appealing? No, because you lose your freedom once you get caught.
Tuesday night, 2 other homes were hit.
It's terrible, you know, it's not a good feeling.
Osnat Miara's home on Hatteras was burglarized Tuesday night. She says the same thing happened. A camera moved, the power cut, and her back door shattered as burglars tipped over furniture and went through her belongings.
Professional
30 minutes later on Hesby, homeowners say their cameras caught a man checking out homes right before this one was burglarized.
I heard they got in through her bedroom, ransacked it. They left through the French door in the back.
Look at this. They had ADT home security signs all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. I told you what the best form of security is. This is just a saddened state to see how America's decline is happening right now. There's only 2 ways America gets out of this situation with the impending war that's going on right now, and the criminal activity and the looting and the demise of the what do you call the security with reserve currency that countries have, which is the American dollar. I don't see a possible future where America comes out of this unscathed. I think the decline of Western society is already happening, and it has been happening. I think this is just one of the first sort of documentations of it, where it's like it's reached critical mass, where now it's like, yeah, it's a problem. I think our civilization is in decline. Which is why I'm trying to go to Vietnam, nigga. Trying to be a Vietnam-ass nigga.
Didn't do anything because a home security system is useless if there's no man with a badge at the other end of whatever alarm goes off. If the alarms are going to go off and nothing's going to happen and the police response time is delayed because they're shorthanded because they're dealing with so much crime they can't get to your crime because they're dealing with a crime over here, criminals are just going to go on a rampage. And that's what we're seeing here. And you know, if you started at the candy store, if you went to that footage and you figured out who those people were because they're all on camera, and you showed up at their homes, and if they faced an actual consequence, at least people would understand that the police are serious. You got people getting...
Yeah, this is crazy. First of all, these niggas are out here robbing and looting without face masks on, bro. How are you gonna rob and loot without a face mask? You know how bold it is? You know how bold you have to be out here with robbing without a face mask? Like, you're just taunting the law at that point, telling them, come and get a nigga like me. I'm ready for the law. I'm a full outlaw. Most of these niggas are not outlaws, bro. They're most likely going to take these candies and flip them on the train, bro.
Arrested in these deep blue cities that tell the cops to their face that you can't do nothing to me. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be back out. There are militant criminals out there, and they've learned to be that way. They've been taught that being a militant criminal is a way of life and is a viable existence because there is nothing that will happen. And it's so frustrating to watch this happening to people who worked hard and are just being disenfranchised.
NBC4's Keenan Willard explains why security systems and cameras may not be enough to stop your home from becoming a target.
Yeah, they're not enough.
It's a familiar scene. Police helicopters flying overhead and concerned neighbors in the street after a 6-figure home robbery in the Hollywood Hills.
That's crazy.
It happened around 9:30 last night on Macapa Drive. The LAPD tells NBC4 investigates 2 men broke in through a window at this home and were stealing $150,000 worth of jewelry.
Now, what gave people the confidence to break into a home and steal 6-figure sums of wealth? What gave them that confidence? It's a repeated track record of committing crime and getting away with it. If you commit a crime at a candy store and you get away with it, well, how about a video game store? If that works, well, how about a jewelry store? How about a shopping mall? And if that works, why not try to steal a car? You see, people are climbing this criminal pyramid until they get so good at doing things that are wrong that it's all...
The criminal pyramid. They climb it. The better they get, the higher they climb. The criminal pyramid. That should be a movie, dog. Listen, I don't know how y'all Americans do it, bro. I don't know if you guys have the right to carry, concealed carry. I don't know how it works down there. I know it's still the Wild West over there. But hey, let me just say this. This is not a society I'm trying to live in. I'm Canadian, so obviously I can attest and tell you that, hey, it's pretty fucking safe out here. You know? I mean, actually, where I live used to be the murder capital of Canada back in the day. It's not anymore. So, I mean, when it comes to this, it's not like, it's so scary. It's just like, I'm kind of desensitized to it. But I also don't want to live in an environment where everything is getting looted and taken. And I'll say this, our homeless problem is terrible right now. It's a situation where it's like, you leave your car in the wrong neighborhood, you can get jacked up, niggas. So I'm just saying, let's be safe. Let's take a look at our current situation and say, it's really bad right now. Crime is rampant. Maybe it's time to move, relocate my family, safety, things of that nature. Don't forget the double-barrel shot-off shotgun.
All that they know, and it's all they want to pursue. And all of these places have this idea that, diversion is what we need. We need to tell people that they're on the wrong track. We need to tell people that there's a better way. Well, people don't listen when to them, the better way is getting what they can now while no one's around to stop them. And that's why these security cameras are useless. All these homeowners were told, hey, if you just go out and get a security system, that'll help protect your home. That'll help police identify these criminals. Yeah, well, it doesn't. Why? They're all covered up. No one knows who they are. All we know is some people that were covered from head to toe in clothing. You can barely even see them, robbed your home. And if we see anybody who looks like that, maybe they'll be the same person. There's no reassurance for these homeowners. They've all got security systems, which means the law-abiding can do nothing to stop this kind of thing.
Into twice in 24 hours this weekend.
Wow.
The thieves here also breaking in through a window.
When you have these high-end homes in the Hollywood Hills, Mulholland Drive, and the Sherman Oaks area, these are all high-value property homes.
Law enforcement experts say thieves are targeting.
To me, I'm like, bro, you're spending all this time doing reports and news coverage, and you're not even fixing the problem. You're just sitting there doing reports and news coverage. You're not attending to the issue at hand. The issue at hand here is that people's lives are at stake, dude. And you guys are not doing anything about it. Who has time? This sergeant of police has time to go on the news and yap, but he doesn't have time to solve any of these crimes. Crazy, bro.
Homes in these neighborhoods, sometimes watching for weeks to see what's inside and when homeowners are usually away.
They tend to then have large amounts of cash, high-end value jewelry, expensive vehicles. So this is why it's very important.
Also, these guys, this is a pretty high-end operation, bro. It's not, they're not just regular thieves. They've been thieving for so long, they've improved their system by 1% each time. They are staking out homes, turning cameras, cutting power. You know what I mean? You're in your house, you're watching TV, all of a sudden, poof, blackout. 6 niggas bump into your crib, bro. Take everything, even your fucking drawers. Just leave you butt-ass naked in the middle of your house, dude, with a bowl of water to tell you, hey, at least you got water, nigga. You know? Wild.
You take extra measures to protect yourself and your loved ones.
So what are those measures in a state like California that releases criminals endlessly? What measures are you supposed to take? I know what they are. Don't have anything nice in your home. And instead of buying a nice home, don't. Buy another home. Live somewhere else. Don't live there. Don't have any of that stuff, because if you have it, criminals are going to show up and take it away, and nobody's going to be around to stop them. That's how you protect yourself. Live in a tent. Why don't
you know what's crazy about California? Not just only does it have high taxation, so you get taxed by the government, you get taxed by the state, you get taxed by your job, you get taxed by now not only the people, but thieves. Thieves are looking for a cut too? Man, how's a nigga supposed to make $1 out here, bro?
just do that? Live in a tent on the street, have zero things, have no worldly belongings, then you'll be fine. Then no one can rob you. All because we don't want to put the criminal element here behind bars. All because we don't want to build a jail and fill it up with people who do things that are wrong and have been filling up their backpacks with stuff in your home.
Just an hour apart, one on Hespy Street and the other on Hatton Street in North Hollywood. In all of these crimes, the thieves got away. And today, Mayor Karen Bass announced that the LAPD will have additional patrols along Ventura Boulevard, but this is not where the burglaries are occurring. The mayor also said that there will be license plate readers that will be used.
You guys, okay. Extra police are coming out. That's great. I like that. That's amazing. But on Ventura Boulevard, where the crimes aren't even happening, it's almost as if, oh, is this being strategically done by not just the police force, but by the government? Is the government destroying its own people? And then it's going to turn around and then sell us the solution, which takes away more of our rights and privacy? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to America.
And the city will be hosting community meetings now.
Right. So while this person is hosting plywood to board up their home, the community is going to have some meetings that the mayor is going to organize, and they're going to have police in another area of town patrolling that area, which is supposed to make people over here where the break-ins are happening feel safe. Like, this is not a solution. This is just people talking about what's wrong and doing nothing about it. There is only one solution. Criminals do not understand anything other than jails and jumpsuits, okay? They don't understand diversion. They don't understand second chances. Those are just a continue in the real-life game of GTA that they're playing with people's properties, people who've worked very hard, by the way, and this whole idea that we're going to have license plate readers, that's not going to do anything.
Probably like 1:30 in the morning.
Mark Grossen lives on Berry Court, where his cameras caught these cars around 1:30 early Sunday morning.
When I looked on the cameras, the one thing they do is that they cover their license plates, so it's really hard to identify them. It seemed very highly organized. That's kind of what's disturbing.
Yeah, because they know that there's cameras. They know that the license plate of their vehicle will mean that that vehicle gets tracked down and they potentially get caught committing a crime. So what do? They eliminate the ability of any passive device to catch them. Cameras are useless, plate readers are useless, and as you're about to see, it's not just the wealthy that are getting hit here.
Burger Basket has been a staple mom and pop shop in Monrovia since 1963, back when a quarter-pound patty and fries was just 65 cents. But they've been closed for a couple of weeks because one of the owners who mans the grill has been hospitalized due to stress after thieves broke into their nearby home and stole their entire life savings.
We don't have much time left already. We're not young anymore.
Pan and her husband Vorawat were hoping to retire in 5 to 7 years with a $140,000 in cash.
This is awful, man. These are the people who suffer.
$140,000 in cash, and you guys are keeping it under your mattress. Nigga, we're in America now. You can trust the banking system, bro. God damn. Nope. Sometimes when you make a poor decision, you have to reap the consequences. I don't feel bad. Call me a dick if you want.
For the most because of this. It's not like crime is just affecting people who are rich and people who've made themselves a target. No, everyone's a target in a lawless environment. Nobody gets away unscathed except the criminals. That's why it's a lawless environment. And here you got people.
The only way to fight back the criminals is for you yourself to become a criminal, which is why I have partnered with YouTube to create the ultimate 30-day criminal life-changing course. The link is in the description. Any chance I get, I'm going to make fun of terrible, shilling, grifting YouTubers. Any chance I get. All right, guys, that's about it for looting. Looting is bad. It's not good. All right, let's get into the N-word, because the N-word is one of those words where, depending on the kind of flair you have as an individual, you can kind of like say it and no one will say anything. But sometimes it depends who you are. Yeah, I hang around some white people that say the N-word. That's because not necessarily I allow them. I just really don't care. I really couldn't care, you know? But let's find out. Sometimes when people use the N-word, they're not always black. What can you do? Are you going to attack them? Are you going to stand up for what's right? You could, or we can go all the way to Japan and watch it go down in real time right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Japan's N-word epidemic.
差別用語ですよね。ニガ、韓国人ね。
よくしてるんですね。どこから聞いたんですか。
TikTok で、なんかニガ。
機会があれば黒人男性と付き合ってみたいと思います。
どうやろう。でもめっちゃいい人やったら。
機会があれば黒人女性と付き合ってみたいと思いますか。アグレッシブですもんね。アグレッシブやな。イメージアグレッシブ。
Oh, God damn. Niggas said they're colonizer cam. Excuse me? Niggas said they're aggressive. Loud, crass, aggressive black women. Hey, that's how the media portrayed them. I'm not gonna agree or disagree. That's all I'm saying.
アグレッシブでお尻でっかい。
Yo, we gotta talk about this. Yo, we have to talk about this. You know, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Terrence Reynolds. I'm a black man living in Japan for about 10 years now. I reside in the city of Tokyo. And this video reminds me so much of the experiences that I've faced, the passive aggression, and sometimes the outright racism that you feel from Japanese people who claim that they love black culture. Now, I want to give a caveat before I begin this video. I do not think that this video is an indictment on all Japanese people. Japanese people are individuals just like us in our own home countries. But this is an indictment to people like him, this YouTuber. I believe his name is Interviewee Japan. I'm not sure of his name. This guy, he claims that he has a YouTube channel in which he interviews Japanese people to help foreigners understand Japanese by allowing them to practice their listening skills, I guess with the hopes of them listening to the N-word. Like, what was the point of this video, my guy? Like seriously, what did you expect to achieve? For you to ask people these questions implies that you know exactly what...
He's clickbaiting all of us, which is why we're all here, aren't we? as a fellow Negronoid myself, I have to ask myself, how do I feel about this? Do I feel attacked, this or that? And you know what I will say, to be honest with you, 100%, is like, I feel like there's a lot of different black tropes that black people can sort of get caught up in. But sometimes, nigga, I forget that I'm even black. I just walk around like an individual doing my own things, speaking my own way, listening to things and getting knowledge from things that I enjoy. That sometimes I completely forget that I'm black until somebody reminds me, oh, get out here, nigger. Or they do something where it's just like, clearly it was prejudice or I guess racist, right? But it takes a lot for me to sort of play the victim of being black. I've never liked it. I don't like the idea of it. I don't like how people band behind it about how we all, you know what I mean? I get it. Whatever. You guys, we went through hardships. Blah, 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 sure. But now it's time to all of us to get up and continue moving forward, uplifting ourselves to be better and to be enlightened, you know?
You're doing, and you're influencing these people, whether they're willing participants or willing fools or not, into saying this word without truly understanding the social ramifications of it. On top of that, here's this clip of him giving all of these interviewees watermelon.
It only has social ramifications. It only has social ramifications because we still want to embody the hurt. It's just a word, bro. It's just a word. It's literally just a word. It has no meaning to someone. Like, if you say it to me, it's not going to offend me. Not anymore, maybe back in the day, but now that I've grown up, I'm realizing, like, how are these words? How am I going to let this word affect my whole entire, like, mental process and sort of start raging and attacking you because of a word? I think it's stupid. I think we should let go of this idea of giving this word so much power that it can affect a culture and a community. I think it's stupid. What's up, chat?
美味しいんでスイカグミもらってください。このスイカバーをもらってください。
So yes, at the end of the video, he gave every single person who participated in this interview some watermelon. And after watching this video, it reminds me of this question I've been asking myself since I saw it, which is, what does it feel like to be black in a country that consumes your culture but is indifferent to who you are as a person? Before we can possibly understand.
Welcome to America. Welcome to America. Welcome to Canada. Welcome, baby. You're a welcome member in my community. Yeah, anyway, all right, let's get back to it.
And the answer to this question, we have to understand the context of consumerism and how Japanese people consume black culture.
まずは黒人に対してどういうイメージを持ってますか？
スポーツがすごい上手でかっこいい。
性格は若干野生的な。
体が強い、体が大きい、パワーがある、背がでかいとか。
ノリがいい、体のリズム感覚とかもいいイメージです。
僕も運動神経がいいっていうイメージが結構あって。
音楽的なセンスがあるとか、そういう現実的なセンス。
So when Japanese people learn about black culture, they mostly learn about blackness through hip-hop videos, NBA broadcasts, American movies, as well as American advertising, which are all filtered depictions, curated, commercialized, and ultimately designed to sell you something. When hip-hop, just like other media...
Curated and ran by who? Not other blacks. You know who it's ran by. You know who the chosen are.
The black culture arrive in Japan, something gets lost in translation. It's the encoding, it's the pain, it's the community. It's largely stripped away and it's replaced with this aesthetic that these people adopt. This stripped down version of what this culture truly means to its people, as well as the context. And then it gets filtered.
Listen, I'm gonna say this and I don't give a fuck how anybody feels. Hip hop, rap, it's dead in America, bro. No one gives a fuck. Where is it thriving? Overseas. Italy rap scene, just like you said, the Japanese rap scene, all these rap scenes that have taken our culture and improved on it. That's I'm telling you right now, bro, ain't no American rap music any good right now. It's all overseas. Fight me on it.
Through this Japanese lens of what they perceive black people and black culture to be. And this filtering causes real harm to black people just like me who moved to Japan and have to experience this, but it also has a real impact on the real half-black and black Japanese citizens that live here.
My mom is Japanese and my dad is from the States. And you went to school in Japan too, right? Because they can be strict, like no nail polish, no this, no that. Everyone needs to look like this. Everyone needs to look like this was my issue. Because everybody don't look the same. First year in high school, the science teacher came up to me in the hallway. After the bell rang, everybody else was in the hallway. So like, you trying to humiliate me, that's not gonna happen. You told me to put my hair because my hair looked like it was done. Like it had been done, but like, I think you're missing something, sir. Like, I'm like.
So this reminds me of this kid. I believe the story happened about what? I think 3 years ago. He was a half black, half Japanese kid living in Hyogo, preparing for his high school graduation. And for those of you who don't know, Hyogo is a prefecture or a city. I'm not exactly sure, but it sits somewhere between Osaka, Kobe, and Kyoto, for those who are curious on where it falls on the map. But anyways, this half black, half Japanese kid had to participate in a segregated graduation. Yes, in the year 2022, I believe. And basically what happened is this. He felt, since he's graduating, and this is a special moment to him, just like all of us, that, hey, I want to do something to commemorate this moment. He decided to research traditional black hairstyles. And as a way to honor his father and represent for a part of his culture, he decided to show up to the graduation in cornrows. His parents, they expected the school to be accepting of this new hairstyle. When he got to school on the day of his graduation, they refused him. They turned him down. They told him, look, little man, you can't come here with a trendy hairstyle like this and expect to walk.
First of all, you guys are crazy. You think first of all, you know how elitist Japan is? Like, do you know how elitist it is? So first of all, this idea of intermingling of cultures and black, you guys think they're going to be accepting of it? Come on, bro. Come on, man. It's just like how white people will tell you white is right. This is what they'll say. They'll say that to you. So you think Japan is any different? No, it's not, bro. It's not. So we have to stop playing this game thinking that, like, oh, we can just be ourselves. They'll always tell you that. Just be yourself. Right, until you're hated against for being yourself. So I guess alienate yourself. That should be the new terminology. Alienate yourself. And now a lot of you are going to be watching this and being like, oh, Cephas, you're so just on the fringes. It's not so black and white. And it's not so black and white. But it's important, yes, to understand where you come from. But also you have to understand that some parts of the world just aren't adapted to that. Some parts of the world aren't adapted to that, bro. They're just not. They're just not adapted to that. And so it's like you can't forcibly just force your ideas and ideologies on a society that is just unwilling to accept you, no matter what. Even though Japan's entire population is dwindling, you would think, hey, let's get more people coming into our country. Doesn't matter what color or race they are, intermingling with our people, creating more of a population. They say no. No. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to get in where you fit in. And sometimes you're not always going to fit in the right places. Yes, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt your ego and your self-esteem. But I believe that every single last one of us has a place in this earth where we're going to fit in perfectly. Now, mind you, speaking as someone like me who has been everywhere around the world, I don't fit in anywhere. When I go to places like Romania, the bitches in Romania want to start yanking on my dreads and being like, black, 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 like I'm some sort of like wax figure. At least the wax figure is respected and no one touches it. I'm get in where you can. Of course, I face my own ideas of prejudice, but you just have to brush these things off and not allow it to affect your day-to-day, because if you allow this weight to sit heavy on your crown, how are you going to get anything done?
Across this stage, like, for real? This kid was rejected from his own graduation, was forced home, and then had to participate in a separate graduation where he was unable to make core memories with his friends and other peers at the school because the Japanese institution did not understand what it meant to be a black kid, or at least a half black kid. They assumed that his cultural roots, this hairstyle, is just some sort of product that they see in these other Japanese kids who decide to get cornrows and twists and wear a do-rag and act like they're black. And this reminds me of an experience I had participating in the Japanese hip-hop culture here. Now, I don't really actively participate in the Japanese hip-hop.
Sometimes I like to act Japanese. I don't know. It's just like these kind of things like this. They're you know, this realistically, it's just a video for debate, really.
Pop culture as much as I used to. I used to go to a lot of shows, but I'm reminded of the show that I went to. I believe it was like 5 years ago. It was during COVID. Some crazy times. It was a national Japanese rap battle. Yes, a big one. A one that took place in an arena, and it had all the acts who were battling out to be the #1 battle rapper here in Japan. And it was like all sorts of names. I couldn't pronounce them or remember them to save my life at this point. But there was one that stuck out. One brave soul who decided to wake up today and name himself. And I guess it wasn't just that day because he lives by it. His name is, I quote, MC Niggly. Bro, come on, MC Niggly. Like, what are you doing? Like, am I tripping? Should I like pull out a Japanese dictionary? Is that like some sort of like word? Am I mistaken? That's some sort of like food that I'm not aware of? Because if anything, bro, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. It's at best, it's a double entendre. It's a wink to what you're attempting to do. But you mix that with the fact that when you got to this arena, me and my other black friend, I mean, dog, I'm a software engineer. I'm fresh off of work. I'm showing up in Uniqlo, a button up, probably a sweater and some slacks. And then all around me are a bunch of Japanese guys dressed up in like tall tees, baggy pants, some dressing like they West Coast rappers, others dressing like they're in 90s New York. They got on bandanas. bananas, dog. They got on like do-rags and shit. They crip walking. They throwing up gang signs. And me and my black friend, we're just sitting here watching this and we're like, hey, yo, what the fuck? And of course, there's always that Japanese guy who sees us. He winks at us. He looks at us because what he really wants is validation.
Yeah, I don't know you,
but I'm still your nigga, believe me.
We're just looking at this like, I'm looking at my man's like, bro, why'd you bring me here?
Okay. The idea also of the black validation, if we can touch quickly on that, that's a real thing, bro. And it's crazy that the Japanese people looked to him to seek his validation, his approval of what they're doing. When I do things like when I dress like Japanese culture or influenced by the cuts and silhouette of Japanese fashion, I'm not looking to other Japanese people to validate me. I validate myself. I know that my taste in things is good. So when they're doing it and they're seeking validation, that should tell you something. That should tell you that maybe you're doing something that you're not comfortable in, bro. You know? White people do it all the time too. White people are always looking for white validation, black validation, man. Always. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, can I get you a drink, man? Yo, can I? Which is why someone like me, a dirt man like myself, when I like to go out, I like to get things for free. I like to go with no money in my pocket. I say, I'm going out today. Everyone's like, oh, we got a couple dollars for the... I said, not me, nigga. Because I have black privilege. When I go outside to the clubs, I get my smokes for free. I get my kush for free. I get my booze for free. Because motherfuckers just be like, yo, what's your name, bro? Yo, I just met this nigga. Yo, come take a shot with me, bro. Come... I gotta spend nothing, bro. So you gotta look at the pros and cons. It's not all bad.
Why'd you bring me here? Because he's a rapper. And I'm like, why are we here? So we watched this whole theater performance because I don't know how else to call it, because after the show was over, these guys get off the stage and they go to their booths because obviously they're selling merchandise to support themselves. And okay, you know, I respect the hustle. But then you get to some of the booths and their Japanese wives are like dressed up as the most traditional Japanese woman. Some of them are holding their child. Others have their babies in the stroller. And I just can't help but to think when a wife finally sees the husband after the performance being like, oh, you did so good, insert Japanese word for husband, but you know, when you're done with this theater performance, when you come home, make sure you take off that costume because you have an interview tomorrow, you have to put on your suit. Like what happens to that, man? Like I thought hip-hop was designed around authenticity. Why does it feel like you're putting on a costume? Why do you need a do-rag? Like I wear a do-rag, I know my
hold on.
Around authenticity. Why does it feel like you're putting on a costume? Why?
What is this? What is that? What is that? Hold on. I like that a lot. I need this. I have to have that. I have to. I'm sorry. It's so
Why do you need a do-rag?
It's so good.
Like I wear a do-rag. I know my purpose is for wearing one. But why are you wearing one? You trying to get waves, bro? Is there some sort of like...
Niggas should never wear do-rags outside of the fucking house, bro. It's for sleeping, for protecting your hair from getting all frizzied. I'm just saying, I don't know what nigga came out here and said, yo, we wearing do-rags outside now. That's crazy. And bonnets, too. There's a lot of things in the nigga community that just don't make sense to me.
Japanese wave secret that I'm not aware of. It blew my mind to see my culture basically mocked and like truly separated from...
Relax, nigga. It's not that fucking serious, bro. Jesus Christ, man. It's not that serious. I hate this idea of being the black martyr. Oh, my culture. Look at us. We're being mocked. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up, man. Be quiet. I hate when niggas play the victim. I hate when niggas want to gatekeep things. Like, bro, it all is everything. These borders we put around ourselves, these borders we put around in society, it's all so stupid. It's preventing people to live. You're living with all these codes of conduct. Oh, do this. Oh, don't do that. Arigato. Shut up. Shut up. Everybody needs to stop right now, dude. This is just a bunch of yapping. They gave us the opportunity to yap, and we're really just running our fucking mouths, man. God damn it. Ugh. You guys sicken me. I'm sickened by society, bro. Ugh. These black empowerment videos, bro. They stink. They piss me off, bro. I don't like shit like that, bro. It's stupid. It's like we should already be empowered, bro. We should already be empowered. Anyway, guys, that's it. Look at my elbows. Look at my elbows, nigga. Who's that nigga with the elbows, nigga? Who's that nigga with the elbows, nigga? Anyway, I appreciate each and every single last one of you guys. We got the stream. Just, you know, the stream's over. We streamed for about an hour or so. It's not bad. It's not bad. This is the last day here, guys. This is the last day here. Yeah, it's the last day here. All right, gang. So this is the last day here at my brother's apartment. You know, it's been an interesting 3 months. Since I got back from being in the Congo in the 15th of January, I stayed with my other brother, for about 2 weeks. And then now I'm with my older brother here for the last 3 months. In the last 3 months, we had zero. We had nothing, okay? I had asked all the homies to send me some money to get a plane ticket back home. We didn't know what we were doing. But I spent 2 months in the Congo sort of plotting and planning and getting all these ideas ready of all these things I wanted to execute. In the last 3 months, we've been able to do it, all right? We started up the AI studio. We've been sending out DMs to a bunch of companies for like making content, doing social media and stuff. So right now we have 2 clients. We have been doing like random jobs on job sites for labor and shit. I ain't doing that shit no more, bro. Ever since I was shoveling on the construction site, I can't even close my hand properly. Like this finger right here, it doesn't grip properly like this. This is spending from a whole day of shoveling. A nigga like me is supposed to be on a computer. What am I supposed to be doing shoveling, dude? Shoveling what? What am I shoveling? My dignity and self-respect? Into this hole filled with rebarb and cement? Huh? No. So now that we were able to get on our feet, today is the last day here because we are actually moving into a house, a 6-bedroom house with a bunch of other roommates. But it's cheap and it'll allow me to continue to stream full time without having to spend too much money on rent, and I'm able to focus on the next evolution of things. Ideally, the best situation for me would be to have enough clients to be able to get out of that place. I was going to get my own place. And then I said, you know, what's the point of that? What's the point of drowning in a specific location with all this debt that you're getting from this house? Because this apartment, essentially, you're just paying it all. You're just paying it. So it's just money going out the windows. I said, why do that? Why not just travel the world, live in cheap places? I can get a better place for whatever I'm going to pay in rent here, because rent out here in Canada is crazy right now. So that's the plan. I was like, let's make enough money from the internet to be able to just travel around the world. And I was doing that early 2020 before the collapse of my company because of AI. But then I just said, you know what? I can't give up on my company. I have to repivot it. So now we're repivoting to social media, AI content, AI receptionist, and we're also making content and live streaming everywhere. So everything is moving on the up and up. And this is a reminder to you to always take one step at a time. Never give up on your idea. As long as you can continue to try what you're doing, it will always work out. 5 years in, my company now was starting to make literally no money. And I said, I could cancel this whole company right now, close the doors, but the only thing I will be is a statistic. Oh, for companies in the first 5 years fail. And I said, nah. I can't be a statistic. I'm already a nigga. I can't be another statistic. So I said, you know what? Let's push through. Let's pivot. Let's find other areas adjacent to what we're doing to how we could continue to build this out. And you know what? It's all coming to fruition now. So never give up on anything you guys are doing. As you guys will see, we will continue to give you the updates of what's going on in this part of the world in my life. So you guys know where we're going. You guys will be able to see it firsthand from the very beginnings. Go back on the channel. Go watch the early videos, bro. You'll see me doing labor jobs, talking about working labor jobs, talking about this, that, this. I'm telling you, man. You niggas out here, bro, don't doubt me. Where we're going, there are no roads. There's just xCephasx. And with that, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow. That's right. Now that we have our own spot, we can stream every single fucking day, nigga. Peace and love.